Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I know so many of you over on TikTok have been blowing up the comments asking for this, so today we're finally doing some customer reviews analysis for it. But before we dive into that, be sure to check out this exclusive discount available for it. You'll find it in the description and in the first comment under this video. Now let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Let's start by delving into the insights shared by our first reviewer.
This reviewer recounts their experience troubleshooting a persistent printer offline error message on a new wireless network setup with this multifunction printer. Our reviewer initially considered returning the device, especially after discovering an online forum post detailing similar issues with multiple units of the same model. This led this client to believe the problem was unlikely to stem from a hardware defect. This client first suggests checking the Use Printer Offline box in the printer's settings, a simple fix that may resolve the issue for some users. However, our reviewer explains that if this box is unchecked, the problem likely lies in Windows' inability to locate the printer, which may stem from one of two primary sources: driver conflicts or network address conflicts. The possibility of a hardware fault, while not entirely dismissed, is deemed highly improbable by this client, especially considering the online forum post mentioning 3 defective units. This reviewer experienced a driver conflict caused by a residual driver from a different printer model, even though this previous device was not physically connected. This client strongly emphasizes that deleting all printer drivers, a potentially involved process that should only be attempted by users comfortable with system settings, is often necessary to resolve driver conflicts. This client explicitly cautions against modifying the Windows registry without sufficient technical expertise. Reinstalling the correct drivers manually after resetting the device proved to be a critical step in the troubleshooting process. Even after resolving the driver conflict, our reviewer encountered recurring instances of the printer offline error. This client pinpointed the root cause as the Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, DHCP, used by modern routers. DHCP automatically assigns IP addresses, and because this process reuses addresses of disconnected devices, the printer's IP address changed each time it went to sleep and restarted. Windows, however, retained the old IP address, resulting in the offline status. Our reviewer points out this is not a flaw with the printer itself, but rather a consequence of the interaction between the printer's power-saving features and the DHCP system. This client does suggest that the device's manufacturer could more clearly articulate the complexities of setting up a stable Wi-Fi connection. The solution proposed by this client involves a more involved process of manually assigning a static IP address to the printer. This process necessitates accessing the router's administration settings, identifying the printer's MAC address, and manually configuring both the router and the printer to use a specific IP address. While acknowledging the complexity of this approach, this client meticulously guides the reader through each step, including screenshots in the original review, providing a detailed walkthrough. Ultimately, this client describes this solution as effective in permanently resolving the printer offline error and preventing its recurrence. This reviewer concludes that while this solution requires significant technical understanding and steps, its success should highlight that the error message is more often a software issue than a hardware problem with this device, or indeed, with other devices that may have similar issues.
Awesome! Let's hear what our next reviewer has to share about their experience.
This reviewer found this large format inkjet printer to be a powerful and capable machine, but also surprisingly bulky. Our reviewer noted that the packaging was substantial, requiring assistance to unpack the heavy device. While the setup process presented some minor initial challenges, primarily related to the printer's proprietary software and a slightly convoluted initial registration process, this client ultimately found it manageable within about 15 minutes. An initial error message concerning cartridge installation proved easily resolvable upon a second attempt. Wireless network connection via the touchscreen interface was straightforward. The primary motivation for purchasing this particular model was its capacity to handle 11x17-inch paper. Our reviewer reports excellent performance in this regard, noting both the speed and high-quality color reproduction achieved. The ability to load an entire tray with this oversized paper, eliminating the need for manual, single-sheet feeding, was a significant upgrade compared to their previous printer. This client appreciated the consistent and even paper feed, free from banding issues. While the long-term cartridge lifespan remains unknown at the time of this review, our reviewer intends to update their assessment once this data is available. However, the printer's immense size proved to be a significant drawback. This client emphasized the substantial footprint of the device, far exceeding their expectations based on online images. They found that the machine required a large, sturdy surface to accommodate its bulk and the extending paper tray, ultimately necessitating a dedicated, tall filing cabinet for placement. This client cautioned prospective buyers to carefully consider the printer's dimensions, as its size could be a decisive factor for those with limited workspace. The relatively small touchscreen interface also received some criticism, requiring deliberate input. Despite its substantial size and somewhat cumbersome software, our reviewer remains generally satisfied with their purchase. This client highlighted the superior 11x17-inch printing capabilities and overall performance. However, potential buyers are strongly advised to consider the printer's colossal dimensions and ensure they have suitable space and furniture to support its weight and footprint before making a purchase decision.
All right, let's find out what our next reviewer has to share.
This reviewer provides a comprehensive assessment of this all-in-one printer, highlighting its strengths and weaknesses based on their extensive use for both personal and professional purposes. Our reviewer uses the device for a variety of tasks, including printing documents such as emails, invoices, and artistic work, frequently utilizing its large format scanning capabilities for ledger-sized prints, 11x17. While acknowledging the device's substantial size, a point that might deter users with limited workspace, this client finds its functionality more than compensates for its imposing presence. The initial setup was seamless, with effortless network connectivity across multiple devices, including Android phones, iPads, and even a Raspberry Pi. Print and scan functions performed flawlessly, and the duplex copying feature operates without issue. This client particularly appreciates the dual paper trays, accommodating both standard and ledger-sized paper, and the printer's ability to automatically select the correct tray and adjust document sizing as needed, a feature that can be customized to suit various printing needs. The extensive fax capabilities, although not personally used, were noted as a valuable feature. Remote printing capabilities via cloud services and the printer's ePrint function proved highly convenient, allowing our reviewer to print documents even when away from their home network. These functions can be securely restricted to authorized users, a feature this client utilized to grant access to a family member in a different country. Wi-Fi direct printing, offering direct printing from devices without the need for a router, was examined and deemed functional and secure, though not personally utilized. The cost of ink cartridges was deemed reasonable, especially when opting for the higher-yield XL versions. The individual cartridge replacement system, requiring replacement of only the depleted color, was another point of praise. The automated ink ordering function, although not preferred by this client, was appreciated as a helpful feature. The user-friendly online management interface, providing extensive control, maintenance options, and reporting features, further enhances the overall user experience. This client does note some minor drawbacks, Extending the paper tray to accommodate ledger-sized paper requires some effort and is not intuitively obvious. Additionally, the mobile scanning application currently only supports single-sided scans, a limitation considering the printer's double-sided copying capabilities. In conclusion, despite these minor shortcomings, this client describes this printer as a superb device. While initially seeming complex, the ease of use once configured is a significant highlight. The reviewer notes a substantial improvement in printing frequency within their household, attributing it to the user-friendliness and ease of management compared to their previous printer. The excellent handling of ledger-sized documents makes this printer a strong recommendation for those requiring such functionality. That's all for now. If you found this useful, hit like and subscribe. Let's talk in the comments. See you in the next video.